Welcome to Be Formed. This short video clip today is to help you understand a little bit better the Be Formed commitment card check-in log that you find inside of your Be Formed workbook. There's a video that you can connect to if you haven't seen it already. Take a look at the video that talks about the Be Formed commitment card, as well as filling out the information that goes in the day one list column all the way down. We ask you in that space to rate yourself or self-reflect on where you're at between day one, or at day one, with all of the spiritual, intellectual, human, and pastoral commitments at this particular place in time. Take a look at that first. Once you get closer to the day 30 point, you might want to take a look at this. Or if you're looking ahead to see what to expect on day 30, this is the one that's going to explain those pieces to you. Once we get closer to day 30 and we approach day 30 in the program, we take a look and take another heartbeat, or another temperature check, I should say, as to where we're at in our commitments. So maybe the one that I really was practicing this month or this week was trying to make sure that I prayed daily with the scriptures for Mass, either the night before or the morning of that particular day. Let's just say that I ranked myself, or I gave myself a 3 on this. Sorry, I just went the other way. That I gave myself a 7 on this, that it was more on the difficult end, right? 1 being is very simple, not no difficulty, and 10 being an extreme difficulty. When I look at that range, let's just say I ranked myself at a 7 here. Let's also say that I highlighted it because it was the one thing that I wanted to work on. I want to look at the day 30 mark to see, okay, I said that this was a 7 on day 1 when I started, because this was rather difficult for me. I wasn't doing it much at all. Maybe I was taking a look at it before I went to Sunday Mass, but other than that, I wasn't being very consistent with it. So I gave myself a 7. Now I'm at day 30. And after practicing this for 30 days and having my prayer partner praying with me for this commitment and working with God on this for the last 30 days, where am I at now? Is it the same? Do I feel like it's a little bit easier than it was? Do I not even have to think about it anymore? Do I do it because it's become a part of me? Or am I somewhere in between? Or is it even harder now than it was before? That's what you're going to put in this particular box right here. So let's just say, yes, it's improved, but I'm still not where I want to be. It's still hard, but I can say that it's probably at a 5 now. It was a 7 before, and now it's a 5. I'm going to go ahead and make a 5 in this box. Then I'm going to go ahead and rank. Go ahead. That was a lot of go ahead. Sorry. Then I'm going to go down this day 30 column all the way through, and I'm going to put in the number rating where I'm at between a scale of 1 being no difficulty at all and 10 being very difficult for the rest of these commitments. It doesn't mean that I'm committing to all of those things. It's just taking a pulse as to where I am right now with all of these commitments. Now I'm going to pray with this again as I move forward into my next 30 days. What does the Lord want me to do for the next 30 days? Should I continue? Does he want me to continue to work on this right now? Or do I see, this is getting a little bit easier. I'm going to stay with this one, but I want to add one more thing in. I'm going to pray with this to see what is it that God's calling me to do. You know what? I think I'm also going to try to get 64 ounces of water in every day. I know I should be drinking more water than I am, and I haven't been thinking about it very much because I've been really busy. And I know that that's affecting my health, both body and soul. So if I go ahead and get some more water, it might help me to be a better Christian and a better disciple. So I know that I'm going to highlight this one because I'm going to continue working with this. And then I'll go down to my drinking water and I'm going to highlight this one as well so that I know what I'm working on. And then I can share this with my prayer partner so that he or she knows what it is that I'm working on for the next 30 days. You will repeat this process at the 60-day mark and then again at the 90-day mark as a final piece on the 90-day mark. So at the 60-day mark, you're going to look at this again and say, boy, okay, I'm going to relook again and examine where am I at with praying the scriptures before Mass, and where am I at with drinking 64 ounces of water a day. I might not even have to think about the 64 ounces of water a day because I got good with that one and I had no problems. Okay, so I can kind of set it aside, even though I'm going to continue to do it. I don't need to highlight it because it's become such a part of my day that I'm not going to have to need to focus on that one. But I still need to focus on my scriptures for Mass. I'm not quite at the 90-day mark yet. It doesn't seem like it's much of a sure commitment for me every day. I'm going to keep going with that, but I'm going to try getting my 7 hours of sleep. Or I really want to make sure I'm reading 5 pages of a Catholic book because I'm ready. My praying is there. I might as well just stay in that space for another 15 minutes and read 5 pages of a good book. I'm going to take a look at some possible good Catholic books that I have on my shelf and get going with that. Okay, it's just constantly taking a pulse point of where you're at and checking things where you are at spiritually. It doesn't have anything to do with anybody in your small group. It doesn't have anything to do with anybody in the large group. It's just simply, where can I provide a little bit more space in my heart and open up some space for God to come in a little bit more? Where is it? Some of us are naturally good at spiritual commitments, but need to work on some of the human commitments. Some of us are naturally good at the human commitments, but need a little bit more on the intellectual. Some of us are really good on with things on our own. When it comes to now taking other people and bringing other people into the journey, bring other people in as disciples, that's the space that we need to work on in the pastoral commitments. Everybody's at a different place in the journey. There's no comparison. This is just here to help us to see where we're at in the discipleship journey. In that day 90 slot, when we get to day 90 of the Be Formed season, we take a look and see where has God been at work with, in, and through us over the 90 days. It's a celebration point to see where we've been. Maybe it's still not easy for us to pray with scriptures before Mass at day 90, but maybe it's gone down to a 4 and it was a 7 when I first started. God has been working with and through me to help me get to know him better in my heart and to continue on the journey. And he walks with us as we continue in that journey. So we celebrate the places that God has grown. We have allowed God to grow within and through us. And we work with our prayer partner to continue to pray and encourage him or her to do the same in his life or her life. God bless you. We hope that this has helped you a little bit with understanding the Be Formed commitment card check-in log. As always, check in with your prayer partner or your leader for more, your facilitator for more information and guidance. God bless you.